Well, welcome to Gail's Garden, Herbs and More for my April 2023 garden update, garden tour. Okay, this is out at my gates. Of course, I've got stuff all along the front too. I've got like right in there are some, it's called tiger's blood beets, and I've got other stuff down there. So I have a lot of, it's been so dry I haven't seen the greenery around here, but there's a lot of little things coming up through there. We have had so much snow and so cold. Yesterday was the first really warm day we've had. Today's supposed to be warm, and then it's supposed to get cold again, down into the 30s at night. Hopefully we won't go back to the 20s. Okay, so my blueberry plants along here are doing well. This is a Rose of Sharon. It's got little buds. Things are really behind. In April down in the valley, this would have all been leafed out. But it's different up here, plus it's been a lot colder this year. Okay. I don't have the greenhouse. The snow broke that all down, but I'm working on this. I've got to get more dirt in the back. I had those big sacks and stuff over there I had in there through the winter in the greenhouse. It totally bent the stakes down and everything was just flat. But anyway, we've got all that cleaned up. Right in here, I don't have any more holy basil seeds, but I seen these coming up, and I took out a little and put in here. I'd like to have holy basil all across here. I still got bok choy in here. It's going to seed, starting to flower, as you can see. So I'm just giving that to the chickens. I may use a little in a stir fry today, but I'm sure hoping this is holy basil, because I really need my holy basil. Here's another batch, and what these are, I know they look junky, but I just cut them off and made cloches out of them. At night, I cover this because it gets below freezing at night here. Yeah, it's been really, really cold. This was supposed to have been lettuce, but this one here really doesn't. This one looks more like a weed than lettuce. So I think it pretty much froze. I've got to get some more dirt or something. I don't know. That's not what it was supposed to have been. A romaine. That does not look like romaine. Maybe it's some other kind. I got it from the seed from someone else, so maybe the seed was mixed up or something. My anise hyssop's coming back nicely there. Have a valerian plant. I've got valerian seeds going in the windowsill. And my little table in the kitchen, I got some small plants and seeds. Look. Most of my bulbs I bought are still down in the ground in the valley, but I'd stuck a bulb in here. So I have a narcissus. That's my second favorite. Lilacs are my favorite, and it smells so good. So I actually have one of those. This is wild, but it's very edible. It's going to seed now. If I can find some that aren't going to seed, I've got a lot of it this year. I'm going to cut some from my stir fry and put on top. I don't think I'm going to cook it, though. It's so tender. But that is really good. Okay, let's see. What else? This is a weed too, henbit. I think I've talked about that before. Look, these are getting ready to open up. I put that particular green stalk back together, but I forgot to put the water trays in between, but I'll probably spray it on the outside anyway. Seems to work better. Nothing is really level up here, and it's a lot of work to get it done, and with just me most of the time, I can't. My son comes up occasionally and helps with really hard things like rebuilding the chicken coop, but after the snow knocked it down. This should be the purple broccoli, which likes cold weather. It's doing good, and that's kale. My kale did pretty good. My aloe vera plant is like dead. I planted some more lettuce there. We'll see what happens. Almost fell there in the mud. I have got another type of beet in here. I'm not sure if that's the giant beet or the early, or regular beet or early beet, but those little tiny plants there are beets. This is another kale. This is the large bok choy. I've got celery in here. Look at this lettuce, is beautiful there, and I've got carrots in there. I need to plant more carrots. That's what I need to do. And this fell over. It was during when the snow knocked the greenhouse down. This was on the outside, but it knocked it down too. So now it lays down sideways. I don't want to try to bend it back because I'm afraid it'll break. It looks like it cracked a little but healed. So yeah, this is a tree kale. So I think they're biennial. They last 2 years, but it's going to seed. I ought to try to save some of the seeds. I had to really fight the worms last year. The little green worms were trying to eat it up last fall. I've got, that's calendula coming up there, some more tiger blood beets, and there's elephant garlic planted there, and I think I planted some elephant garlic in there. I don't know, my tags got kind of mixed up. I took a guess and put them back in. I think this is just a lot of weeds. I do see some kale coming up in there, and there's some regular garlic there. Another type of kale here. I've got to get my plants out of the window in the trailer and bring them out here in the sun because it's a pretty day-to-day. I believe this is another type of kale. Some more kale and chickweed growing in that. That is parsley, which did really well through all the cold, extreme cold. I am hoping that that is more holy basil, but I'm really not. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not positive until it gets a little bigger. Now, this was all part of my older garden that I built last year when I moved up here last summer. This is a wild azalea in there. More calendula that is getting ready to flower. I'm excited. And so we come through here. I've got some herbs, like there's yarrow right there. There's some yarrow in the pot still too. And some different things, rosemary down there. Yeah. And in here, I hope they survived the cold. That's more calendula. Look what I found. Miner's lettuce, and it tastes so good. I don't know if I want to make a stir fry or a salad today. I might make a salad. I've got lettuce, I've got Miner's lettuce, and it's so good. It tastes so good. Some more kale. I'm hoping that's a carrot right there. A stray seed got in there. Now, it's interesting over here. This little box I'm going to make into an herb box. I've got common sage down there, some more anise hyssop there, and some calendula there between those two. I haven't planted in here yet. I don't think there's anything in that one yet. I'm not sure what's coming up out of there. Kale. I think these are turnips, but instead of growing a turnip, they're going to seed, so the chickens will probably get them. I just planted too late last fall, and everything was so slow because it got cold. That is a yellow squash in the ground, but it doesn't look like it's going to make it. It's just been too cold. I've had cloches over at night, but just too cold. There is kale and purple broccoli in here. And more kale and chickweed in there. I've been pulling a lot of chickweed out for the chickens. It's good to eat too, though. I may use some of it in my salad today. So another thing, and I don't think this one's going to take, but up on the hill, what I'm going to show you in a minute did. These are pieces from an elderberry tree, and that one doesn't look like it made it, but let me show you something. Before we get there, in this old stump here, this is an old cedar stump. So I don't know if they'll go around cedar, but I planted a bunch of flower seeds. We'll see what happens. I thought it would be pretty. Okay, right across from my garden here is, I put some more elderberry ones, little things. And this one was pretty skinny. I don't see anything on it. I don't think it's going to do anything. This one looks like it's got a couple of buds there, so I'm really hoping that makes it. And this one too looks like it's got buds. One little bud's trying to come out. I'm hoping they're growing roots underneath. So hopefully I'll get some elderberries. I won't get the berries this year, but at least I'll have the elder trees. So this is on the outside of the one I just built this winter, which was just a little bit here and a little bit there because we didn't have very many days that we could do much of anything. And especially weeks and weeks that we had feet and feet of snow, which is unusual for that many feet of snow here. But yeah, this is my mountain garden. At least the mountain lion, even though he ate my goat, at least he won't eat my plants. Oh, Tinker, you get up here. Come on. Trying to keep my chihuahuas close at hand. Come on. Here's a shot from outside the fence here, too, on the first garden that I kind of hastily put together last year. That's a pomegranate tree, and there was a little baby pomegranate tree from the different, because I had planted several seeds in it, and I planted it over by the chicken coop, but it didn't make it because of, I think it would have, but the crash of everything, a lot of stuff got smashed over there. Way in the back is French sorrel, oregano, planted some lettuce in there. And there's one little lettuce in that. I don't know if that's going to come back. That's a cramp bark bush, also known as a snowball bush. It had a pretty rough time last year in the heat before it got moved up here, and with no one down there to water it. Another purple in the back, a purple broccoli, is not growing very well. The kale's overtaking it. The kale looks great. I did have beets in here, but I don't see them anymore, so something must have got them. This is not a real good place by the trailer. I don't know. Things don't seem to grow real well. My roses did okay. Now that's a type of a lily up there next to that ceramic chicken. I haven't planted anything in that yet. That is hyssop. Now, not anise hyssop. They're two different plants. That's plain hyssop, like out of the Bible. Another rose. Some more little type of lilies. These, I think, are empty. And this is that special. Ooh, it's leaping out. It's leaping out. Oh, what was the name of that? Oh, it's that special one. I'd never seen them before. These are just some other seeds that I planted last fall, and I don't know, different types of lettuces and stuff. I don't think they're gonna go to seed. I might try putting some on my salad today. I think I'll have a salad. But anyway, yeah. So, oh, that's a cross between a gooseberry and a currant. They say they're really good, so I'm excited. A bunch of chickweed around that lily there. It's not daylily. It's not the regular daylilies. I can't think of the name of it, but it's kind of, I think it's in that family. I still have a lot to do, but I've been kind of reorganizing along here in my little outdoor patio. This had all been under tarps for the winter. And, yeah, there's my babies. There's Mommy's babies. Guess I'll get to finishing up my breakfast. These are some of my seeds and plants. I don't have much of a table to work with, but because I got it full. But anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your week. And this is Gail's Garden Herbs and More. We will catch you next time. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you would. Bye now.